everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today's video, we're going to be deep cleaning some of my kitchen tools and gadgets, including my pots and pans, my Keurig behind me, maybe a few other things, so you will have to stay tuned. But I'm especially excited because today's video is in collaboration with Sakina from 2 After I Do, and I found her channel here on YouTube and fell in love with it. She has a lot of lifestyle content, some beauty stuff if you're interested in that. She is stunning. She has great makeup tutorials and things like that. She also has some cleaning content just like I do. So today she is also going to be cleaning her pots and pans and some other kitchen gadgets as well. So right after you're done with this video, make sure to head over to her channel and watch her video as well. Everything will be linked in the description box below so you can find her channel and her video. But if you guys are ready for it, let's jump right into the cleaning. First gadget we're starting with today is my toaster oven. I don't use it super often, but it does get pretty messy really easily. So I'm gonna pull out the crumb tray and then use my favorite little cleaner, Soft Scrub. I've shared this before, but it's really great. It's a gentle cleaner, so it's not super abrasive, and I'm gonna give everything a nice scrub with that. I found that the toaster oven, especially on the door, gets some burnt on or kind of orangish coloring to it, and the Soft Scrub works really well for it. So that's what I'm using again, and then I'm going to use some multi-surface spray just to kind of wipe off the rest of the outside. The crumb tray, since it's removable, I'm going to put in the sink and give that a scrub and wipe it off. Same with the little grate here. Sometimes I put food directly on this so it gets things that are burnt on or drip or anything like that. So it definitely needs to be cleaned regularly, and it doesn't take a lot, just a little scrub, and then I'm gonna dry it off and put it back in. I walk back to my history, into my old neighborhood. Okay, next up, a problem that we all struggle with, deep cleaning our pots and pans. Here is the outside of one of my new stainless steel pans. It's just turned this really rusty color, and then look at the inside. I was making popcorn and I let the oil sit in there and it kind of burnt on, so we're gonna see what we can do to fix this today. So today I wanted to try and use as many natural cleaners or homemade cleaners as possible. So we're going to start with the classic baking soda and vinegar mixture, and using a new sponge that I just got that hopefully will help me to get everything off. Now I think the baking soda and vinegar did a really nice job to get that first base layer off, but the coloring is still really off there. So I'm gonna use a little handy trick and put some ketchup on it. And yes, you are hearing me and seeing exactly what I'm doing correctly. I'm using ketchup, and I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit and I'll show you exactly what it does. Now I also have a nonstick pan, and the bottom of it had a lot of burnt on spots, so I'm going to try the same thing I tried with my stainless steel pot and use that baking soda and vinegar. And as I started to scrub, I could tell it wasn't working as well as it could be, so I tried adding a little bit of that Soft Scrub again and seeing if that would help, and I'm going to let it sit and then go back to the stainless steel one and wipe off that ketchup and show you what it looks like. and that coloring is completely gone. So I'm gonna move to the inside, go back to my baking soda and vinegar mixture with that same sponge that's meant for stainless steel pots and pans, and scrub away. I'm not gonna lie, this felt like my workout for the day. I was pushing pretty hard and scrubbing around. I could tell it was working, but boy, did that make my arm tired. So I'm gonna move it to the sink now that I got everything off of there, and just get rid of all of those cleaning products and ketchup with some dish soap and just rinse everything out.
Talk about the past for a moment. I forget why we never lasted. With your hand on my knee, every single feeling comes back to me. Your lips pressed against mine after a night. We got drunk and ended up at your place.
Back to the nonstick pan, I really could not get rid of some of these spots on the bottom, so if you have suggestions for what I can do on the bottom of a nonstick pan to get rid of that discoloring, let me know in the comments below. I wanted to cover all of our bases today, so we did our stainless steel, our nonstick, and now onto cast iron. And this cast iron grill has some burnt on bits that I wish I could tell you I saved on here for this video, but I definitely didn't. They were stubborn, I couldn't get them off, and I just gave up. So now it's time for us to clean it. Now this is another trick that you can do if things really get stuck on. You can do it with your stainless steel or your nonstick. You can use that baking soda and vinegar mixture and actually let it boil over the stovetop, or you can just boil water to help start heat things up and break off the particles. So I started heating it up, and then I'm moving it straight into the sink and using a non-abrasive sponge because I don't want to scratch it too much, and started to try and get off some of those burnt off bits. I am going to use a little bit of baking soda, and baking soda is such a great cleaner because it does have a slight abrasive nature to it, but it's not going to damage anything. So it'll help pick up all of those things that are burnt on and stuck without actually damaging your pots or pans. So I'm going to use that with my same sponge and then bring it to the sink and rinse it out.
I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now.
All three pots and pans are clean, so I'm going to dry them, and look at how much better that stainless steel pot looks. I'm honestly so impressed. Let me know if you guys have ever tried the ketchup trick, or if after watching this you're going to give the ketchup trick a try. Next up is my Keurig machine, and we're going to do what's called descaling. If you guys have a Keurig, you may have heard this term before, but you need to make sure you're cleaning your coffee maker, whatever type you have. With a Keurig, a lot of these parts break apart, so I'm going to put what I can in the sink, scrub it with some dish soap, and then let that sit to dry.
It doesn't even make sense why we try to fight it. Every time that we touch, the room caught on fire. We could blame it on the wine, but we know that we will both be lying. I wish I didn't want you. I was doing just fine, the way that it was. Then you hand me these emotions, didn't want them, but I guess that I'm stuck with them. They could go away, but I know they won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you. And maybe I tried, but what can I do? And it will be alright to let me down. I'd rather we try than let these feelings slide.
When you're wiping down the outside of your coffee maker, whether it's a Keurig or not, do not forget the bottom. If you guys watched a video not that long ago, I'll link it in the cards above, but I actually found some gross stuff that was under my Keurig that was stuck on the countertop, and I wiped it down and got rid of it, but I forgot to clean under the Keurig that was obviously touching the countertop. So I'm going to wipe off the bottom and then move back to the spot where you put the pods in. That's actually removable as well. So I'm going to pull that out, put it in the sink, and then use my little bottle brush to try and get on the inside of that space. I could see some coffee grounds back there, so I knew I needed to clean it.
Dive into you. And maybe I tried. What can I do? And it will be alright to let me down. I'd rather we try than let these feelings.
Next, we're actually going to run some sanitizing cycles through the Keurig, and I'm using vinegar to do that. You can buy products online that are specially made for descaling your Keurig. Vinegar works just fine. I honestly wouldn't waste your money on it. So I'm just gonna add some vinegar, run multiple cycles through to get that worked all the way through the machine, and then fill it all the way up with water and continue to run some cycles so you make sure you get rid of all of that vinegar. Trust me, there would be nothing worse than having a cup of coffee in the morning and having it taste like vinegar. Last but not least, we're gonna move to my blender, and I have a Vitamix blender. It is my absolute favorite. Honestly, one of our top wedding gifts that we received. We love it. But whenever you have a blender, if it starts to get a little bit cloudy looking in any of the containers you use, whether it's a little bullet like this one or a larger container, that baking soda is going to come to the rescue here again. You can do a baking soda and water mixture and just kind of create this paste and move it around throughout your container. If it's really cloudy, you might want to let it sit overnight. Mine wasn't too bad, so I just let it sit for a little bit. And then my favorite way to clean the blender, no matter what, is to always add some water and some dish soap and blend it back up again. The soap and the water moving around so quickly, it's gonna clean off everything, whether it's that baking soda mixture you were using to get rid of the cloudiness or if you just had a smoothie. So it works great, and then I'm going to rinse it out and dry it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today while we got some of my kitchen tools and gadgets cleaned. I hope that you guys found some new tips or a little bit of motivation to clean some things in your kitchen as well. Now that you're done with this video, don't forget to check out 2 After I Do and SAKINA'S video so you can see all of her deep cleaning of her kitchen gadgets as well. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new or if you came over from 2 After I Do, and until next time, I will see you guys later.